Once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down below, my Billy boys blow.
That video of Scottish postal worker Nathan Evans just landed him a record deal. When he first posted the 200-year-old shanty on TikTok, well, internet did what the internet does best, and it ran with it.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Guys, even Kermit the Frog got involved.
One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
You can see why you would easily get sucked into the TikTok vortex with all the collaborations that exist, and trust us, we did. So this morning, we're coming up for air with Canada's most beloved shanty man, and that would be Mr. Alan Doyle. Good to see you this morning.
That's so exciting to have, to hear all the people from around the world singing sea shanties. It's like growing up in a fishing town in Newfoundland, we had a little bit of exposure to sea shanties. But when I moved to St. John's and I met Sean and Bob and Daryl and became engulfed in like the folk music scene in St. John's, where there's bigger ships and larger crews, we'll say, that's where I really started learning about sea shanties. And they're so fun to sing, and it's delightful to see so many people at it.
Yeah, part of the foundation of Great Big Sea back in the early 90s was to bring shanties to a wider audience. And now we see people like Andrew Lloyd Webber who are jumping in on the trend. For anybody who doesn't know yet what they are, explain what was their original purpose, other than, of course, making viral videos on TikTok.
I can guarantee you their original purpose was to not make viral videos on TikTok. They're to coordinate work. A shanty is primarily to coordinate work on a ship, because a lot of the work on a ship has to be done in time, and I mean exactly in time. So, if you got, for example, 12 sailors on one side of the boat and 12 sailors on the other side of the boat rowing, you need them to row in time. And so the best way they found to do that was to sing, have them sing, and the beat of the song is the beat of the rowing. So, row me bully boys row, or in the other times it'd be hauling a sail, it'd be haul boys haul, or even the big one that most Canadians know that I learned from Sean and Bob, but was in a school book called Riding on a Great Big Sea, sang it almost every night, riding on a donkey. Way, hey, and away we go, donkey riding, donkey riding. That's a shanty, right? And so that's the song is about riding the donkey. And the donkey, of course, is the winch on the back of a ship that's used to haul up an anchor. And riding the donkey is pulling up the anchor.
I need to figure out a shanty for my kids to do their chores. You were so inspired by this trend on TikTok. I want to play for everybody a small snippet of your very first post of a shanty. Have a listen.
Oh, it's me first time on TikTok, but I'll sing along. Roll me bully boys roll. Thanks to Sam and me all here for singing me song, and it's roll me bully boys roll.
Tell everybody about this specific shanty. One of the great things about these songs is that there's a story to them. I understand that you wrote this while you were filming Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's right. There's a scene in the Robin Hood movie where the merry men are masquerading as sailors on a ship, and they make their way back from the war in France back to England for the first time in a long time, and they needed a song to sing. So I wrote a song literally in a van on the set for the shanty, for the merry men to sing in the scene. And the scene in the movie, the Robin Hood is up front there, and myself and Scott Grimes and Kevin Durant, we're in the back singing, roll me bully boys, we're in a hurry boys, we got a long way to go. We'll sing and we'll dance and bid farewell to France, and it's roll me bully boys roll. And I wrote it, to sound like a very traditional shanty. And I guess it does, because a few years later I was doing a record out in Vancouver with Bob Rock and at the Warehouse Studio, and we went through a bunch of songs I had done, and he said, do you have anything that sounds kind of traditional? And I said, well, about 8 years ago or 9 years ago, I did a song for this film, but I can't really remember it. I said, I got to dig it up. I can't remember how it all goes. So I went back to the hotel in Vancouver and searched Bully Boys on YouTube, just because I wanted to find the scene from the movie, and remind myself what was in it. And I found hundreds and hundreds of versions of the song from around the world. So even then, before TikTok, like the sea shanty, craze was on, and people, they still go around the world via YouTube, via TikTok, via the spoken word, what have you, the same way they used to hundreds of years ago. And that's awesome, isn't it? That people add their own bits to it, make it their own. It's so fun.
Oh, and I love that. I love that for 200 years, the history of this song continues to go around the globe, whether it's on ships or on the internet. Fantastic. Mr. Alan Doyle, great to talk to you. We're going to leave everybody this morning with a clip of one of yours, sea shanties. Be well.
Thanks for having me.
Let's sing a sea shanty together. Yes. I'll sing you a song, it's a song of the sea. Roll me, bully boys, roll. I'll sing you a song if you'll sing it with me. And it's roll me, bully boys, roll. And it's roll me, bully boys, we're in a hurry, boys. We got a long way to go. And